All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and salutation to you brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All right, so I just wanted to, I was reading this earlier in Luke 21, and I ran into, a precept, and I was thinking about I ran into what Yahweh Shah said in the precept when he was talking about, the coming and the return, and the signs of the last days. And it's truly, we see in the signs, with this, food stamps and, how these people reacting to it on social media. Women are just bugging out, losing their minds. And Yahweh Shah said it a long time ago. And I'm going to go into it. I'm looking for it right now, though. But this is Luke 21 and 22. It says, "For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled." And truly, these are the days. We had the signs. They had signs back then when you see Jerusalem being compassed about with armies. He spoke about the desolation that's coming. Now we see Jerusalem compassed, with, these agents, federal agents, and, the threat of martial law in these cities and not martial law, I'm sorry, the National Guard. All right, those are armies. Okay, not only the armies, you have the local police force, and you have, your state agencies. All right, they're going to compass you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They are compassing you. All right, and there's a prison being built around you. It's going to be a digital prison. All right, it's being built around you as we speak. The infrastructure is being laid. All right, the implementation and the draconian measures around that implementation of that digital prison. All right, in the coming days, you're going to see how this thing unravels. Okay, and Yahweh Bashim Shai have sanctioned these things to happen. All right, and because these are the days that of vengeance. All right, which are written may be fulfilled. Which the things that are written, they got to be fulfilled. All right, to prove that the word of the Lord goeth not out void, and the Lord's servants, the prophets, are not just out here blowing wind on the highways and hedges. All right, there is a real return of the Son of the living power. All right, his name is Yahweh Shah. All right, we come to herald his name. All right, that's just what it is. Okay, but as I was looking at social media and seeing these people crying, and WIC is being cut off, which WIC, a lot of these women don't breastfeed anymore, so they have to resort to WIC, formula. So you have babies that have the formula, and they don't have their mother's milk. All right, and that's just common in Babylon. Not to mention the way the scriptures say, "Cursed be thou that comest in, and cursed be thou that goeth out," proving we haven't gotten out of these curses. Now Yahweh Shai is the one that's going to disannul the curse, all right, by coming and restoring righteousness, and the curses are going to be upon these other nations. Cursed be thou that goest in. The mother, she's enticed, all right, through the medical practice of the cesarean section. That's what they push. All right, so that's strike one. All right, strike two is those, I can't even say it, man, but them jump shots, all right, that they inject. And then strike three, all right, is the fact that the mother ain't feeding the child, all right, the proper nutrients through breastfeeding, so they're not getting that, and that's the common practice amongst these women in Babylon. All right, but that's all right though, because everything's going to go back to its righteous order when Yahweh Shah comes back. But he said, verse 23, "But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people." All right, and that's what's coming. Great distress in this land, all right, and wrath upon the people. And who the people we were talking about? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Yahweh Shah spoke of these things. These things are happening right now, and they're going to heighten. All right, it's going to heighten. It's going to spread. The people that are affected are going to be more. All right, first you had the so-called the northern tribes. All right, the so-called Latinos. All right, the Mexicans. You know, the undesirables. Then where did it go to? It went to the Southern Kingdom. Went to the Haitians. You know, Jamaicans, so-called Jamaicans. All right, and even the so-called Negroes. Judah was affected in Chicago. Okay, so we see these things. All right, and this is what's going to happen, man. Now, you're dealing with those agents from the federal government's aspect. But what happens when you're dealing with the beasts? All right, those armies of the beasts. All right, which you have international armies on international forces inside these United States of America, the Qatar. All right, there was a deal with the Department of War to have Qatar, all right, station troops on American soil, all right, which is unprecedented, all right, and it just flew under the radar, all right, and it's going to be great distress upon the people already. Shortages a few years ago, or it could have been a few months ago. Remember, there was shortages on baby formula, all right, back during the Biden administration. See, people forget these things, man, because of the supply chain disruptions. All right, you've had psychological operation upon psychological operation to break the morality of the people. All right. But ultimately, all right, it's to bring great distress, all right, upon the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And woe to them that are with child, these women, all right, that have children. If Yahweh Shema Shai ain't with them, they're going to suffer. All right. Now, I was looking up a word earlier. Let me give them, they give suck. All right, so that was a word for them to give suck, to give the breast, give suck, to suckle, a nursing mother. All right, so these women with young children. All right, no, I looked up the word woe. Matter of fact, what happened? Okay, I looked up the word woe. Now down here, it says alas, it says woe, but it says a primary exclamation of grief. All right, an exclamation of grief. All right, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the grief of these people. All right, being an exclamation of grief. All right, of these people basically on social media. All right, but woe unto them that are with child. The ones with the child in their womb. It says the belly, the womb, the stomach. You know, the ones that are basically have children in their womb. All right, they're going to suffer too. And to them that give suck, all right, like the ones that have the child on their breast. Now, yeah, this is the word. So it said there should be distress. All right, distress. All right, now it says necessity imposed either by the circumstances or by law of duty regarding one's advantage, custom, argument. All right, but that's what's happening. Or calamity, distress, straits, difficult situations. But necessity imposed, all right, either by the circumstances, okay? Because this is the policy of Esau Edom, what he has done. Okay? So necessity is imposed on these people. All right? Because of the circumstances in which the government has done. And it's going to affect these women. And Yahweh Shah said it, and back during the time of the Roman Empire. All right? When Jerusalem was besieged. All right, when you had the siege of Masada, all right, and the armies compassed these cities, and the people suffered within these cities. Okay, it's the same thing that's coming in these times. All right, it's just that you're on the other side of the earth, all right, in captivity in Babylon the Great. All right, which the Lord have given us signs. There's another one that real quick, let me go down real quick. The Lord has given us signs to show us that he is nigh. So this is, I'm going to jump down, Luke 21:31. It says, so likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. All right, so the kingdom that was preached thousands of years, all right, in other ages, all right, is nigh at hand, coming into the end of this age and the beginning of the next age, okay, which is the age of righteousness. And the things that Yahushua said 2,000 years ago, all right, indeed is true. And it can be witnessed on social media, all right. But I'm going to end the video. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Until the next video, shalom.